Hey everybody, I'm Anotnette Crosby and this is a time to chill. And I want to say happy Sunday to you. And I am sitting here with Tara Wilhemi, right? I can never pronounce her name correctly. I'm terrible with names. Would you like to introduce yourself? The beautiful
Tara Wilhemi.
Wilhelmi, the beautiful Tara Wilhelmi. And Tara, I would like to ask you, where are we right now?
We are at, the building goes by many names. We are at the Center for Resilient Cities, which houses Badger Rock Neighborhood Center and Badger Rock Middle School.
Okay, so what do you do here?
What do I do here?
Yeah, what services does the center provide?
Absolutely. So during the week and during the school year, there's a middle school that rents out upstairs from MST. And so they are urban agriculture school. So all of the farm that you see surrounding us on the campus is part of the curriculum in the classroom. So almost every classroom takes it back to outdoor learning. And then they also have a produce stand that we have. So what I'm doing here today is the Badger Rock Community Market.
Okay, so tell me about the market.
Absolutely. So we are in our third season.
Okay.
It's a collaboration between myself, representing Dane County Vendors Network, and the school. So the school and the students have a produce stand, and then we also reach out to entrepreneurs and caterers. So to catering services, and so we pull it together to create a community market. So the Dane County Vendors Network represents vendors of color. Okay. So very specifically, we reach out to Black, Brown vendors and invite them to come in. Very affordable, sustainable vending opportunity. So in the summer, it's every Sunday from noon to 4. When we get into the fall and winter, we go to every other. But it's a year-round market indoor. And we don't have any real limitations on what people can sell from the vendor aspect. As long as you, we have crafters, we have people who are doing wholesale, so purchasing from other places and reselling here. We have people who are, like we had today, homemade jewelry, crafts, and a lot of body butters and natural items like that.
Wonderful.
We've seen folks with clothing, so African American Fits was one of our main vendors our first season.
Love them.
So we're really open to diverse materials, and really we just are here to support and uplift entrepreneurship. Okay. And so how we do that is we provide a low to no cost opportunity. I run something that's called Double or Nothing for vendor fees, and what that means is that I charge $15 for an opportunity to vend for 4 hours from noon to 4. If you're here and you don't see double that price, so if you're not making $30 or more, then we don't charge you a fee to be here. All I ask is that the fee is that you commit to come back again. We don't have a lot of control all the time over who comes. Sometimes we have awesome crowds, and sometimes it's really small and it ebbs and flows. And so I want to build business. I want to not get rich off of the vendors. I want us to grow together. So I'm not going to charge you if you sat here and devoted your time, which is usually a loss for a vendor. If I come and I set up, and especially if it's somebody who's creating something, they put into creating those raw materials. For them to come here, sit and not make money and still have to pay me doesn't feel right.
Oh,
right?
Yes, that's almost like business is personal.
Yeah.
Yes, because I'm used to hearing business isn't personal, but when business is a little bit personal, it's community. So it builds trust, and I can identify with you.
Absolutely.
One thing about the garden, where does the produce go?
Goes all over the place. So some of the plots are private. They've been rented from the space. So this actually is a family plot. Okay. In the back, there's some rental plot areas. So my family has a plot back there. There's several other families, and actually we have workshops then. So this morning, before the market got started, there was a gardening workshop. So people got a chance to go out there and do some hands-on stuff with the residential gardener. She's part of the market and also part of the school.
All right.
So Farmer Sarah, today they were learning about how to winterize the boxes and continue to grow and extend our season. It was an extended season workshop.
So can anyone attend this workshop?
Absolutely.
How do we know how? Give me some information and maybe a number.
Sure. I would call up to the Badger Rock Community Center, and unfortunately I don't have the number memorized, but we can definitely share that with you. Otherwise, just Google Badger Rock Neighborhood Center. It's going to come up.
And calling, not to interrupt you, but calling them if I wanted to purchase a lot or if I wanted to have a lot, do they have any available? Or if they don't, when will they?
Sure. So we figured out our plots. I would say I signed up for mine in March. There were still people who were getting involved in May. I don't know that there's any plots available right now, but it's possible. But what I would do is just call up to the center or come up here to one of our Sunday markets.
Okay.
All right. Farmer Sarah is here, or you can just stop in and talk to her or Hetty at the front desk as well.
Okay. Is there anything that you would want for incoming entrepreneurs that might be a little hesitant? Any encouragement that you would like to give them? Because I know a lot of young people that are entrepreneurs, they really don't know where to go or where to start, or give us some idea.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I'm gonna say connect with me.
How do we connect with you?
So my email address is shades608@outlook.com. And that's SHADES, so like shades of color, shade.
Hey.
608. So that's one way. Shoot me an email. Otherwise, find me on Facebook, or just reach out to the center and they will get you connected. My business cards are at the front desk. But so getting connected to the Dane County Vendors Network is definitely, like, I'm right now encouraging young entrepreneurs to come get involved. We're getting ready to offer a series of free workshops, business workshops. The first one has to do with marketing, identifying your niche, your market, and also talking about how do you set up a display table if you want to be an event vendor.
Perfect.
So it's something that was originally designed specifically with my vendors in mind, but because we want to be inclusive, there's information that's going to be good for somebody whose goal is to have a food truck or whose goal is to get into a brick and mortar store.
Yes.
But the focus is on people who are doing event vending because there's not a lot of information or support out there for us.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of trying to create that in partnership with the Madison Black Business Chamber. So they're supporting my efforts and have come on as a sponsor and a big support for these workshops. The second workshop will be about using Google tools, so using free Google tools to organize your business. So we've got a fantastic person, Sean Steen, coming in, and she's going to do a hands-on workshop. So people who come to that should want to bring a tablet or laptop, what have they.
When is she coming?
So the dates are August 5th, Monday, 6 to 8 is going to be the first one, which is marketing.
Okay.
And then the following is the 26th of August, again, Monday here from 6 to 8, and that one is going to deal with using Google tools, and I'm about to launch it on Facebook. It's going to be called, the workshops are called Get in the Game, GIG, GIG. So
Okay.
It has to do with really, like, the first workshop is called, moving from side hustle to vendor.
Hey!
Because that's what I find is so many people are in this zone where they don't even realize or call themselves entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
They're just doing a side hustle. They've got a skill. They're braiding hair. They're doing all these different things. I want to help people to get legitimized. So learning the final workshop has to do with taxes and permits. And so finding out as we're going into fall, what does it take to report as a business, to be recognized as a business? At what point do you need to do that?
Yes.
There's a financial threshold. At what point you need to register with the state and what that means. And so that's going to be that final one. And I would share the date, but I'm working with them on their calendar here because school will be back. So,
Okay, so
it'll be
y'all
a Monday
can
in
check us.
September, but I will definitely just look for Get in the Game, gig stuff, different promotions to be out, and they'll have all the dates and who's going to present those. But that's one of the ways. And then within the network, a lot of peer-to-peer support. So you have people who are at every level of the game. People, I have vendors who have been vending for 20 years. It's not something new to them. It's part of what they do, and they vend in malls and other places, and they come here and they just really like the atmosphere, and they're a wealth of knowledge and can just share it. And usually that's what we have. We have this really open atmosphere of peers giving information to peers. Then we have the workshops where we're actually paying to bring in experts to talk about it and offering it free to the community.
So the workshops are free?
Yes, they are.
All of this information is
yes,
free?
Ma'am. Through the sponsorship, the relationship with the Madison Black Business Chamber, they've been generous enough to sponsor these workshops, to work with the Dane County vendors to really help to build that and include those vendors as part of the business community here.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're an angel. You're a little brown angel, aren't you?
Along with many, many others, right? Because it definitely isn't just me. It's it was something I thought of because I needed, you hear about needing multiple streams of income, right?
Yes.
Everybody talks about
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
But what does that really mean? How do I really go about doing that? And then when you get started with an idea, there's so many people out here that are making money and are also running the risk of eventually, if the city decides to go come catch up with us, of being fined.
Right.
And so one of my goals is to pull those people in and legitimize them and also show them how easily that's done. And then also the larger the vendor network grows, the more power we have to leverage.
Yes.
And so my hope is that eventually we can start to function in ways that are similar to a co-op, so that we can have shared buying power, that we can have shared marketing power, we get good enough, we can have shared health insurance power,
yes,
right?
Yes,
and so
that's
really
what we
to
need.
support our entrepreneurs, but then also to think about the cycles of wealth in our community. So another big function for me and importance to me of our community market is we're acting as an incubator for small businesses. We've had multiple catering services that have started here that are now moving out. Lemongrass started here in this kitchen, and now he's about to open a brick and mortar restaurant down Park Street.
Oh.
We've had some of the other ones that we've talked about. We've had a lot of names that you'll recognize that have come and been part of it. I feel like who just worked here today, Food Junkies. Angela and Divine are on their way, and we've been blessed to have, right?
Yes, I had some
and
chicken
we've been
and
blessed
gravy,
to have
baby,
them
and the greens.
Mm.
The greens were really good, and I did taste a little sugar in them, like my grandmama put in. So
just a little sugar, just a little spice too,
and
right?
Some spice and a little sweet. Oh yeah, grandma, those are grandma greens.
So that's what we love. We love to have somebody who, like them, is definitely in business. Is in the beginning parts of that business as far as getting a name in this community. We love to have them come here to the market because one, good food is always going to bring folks in the door, so it helps. It's a universal mutual benefit for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But also that exposure and that ability to really understand what it takes to cater, to really understand what it takes to have food that will last for a 4-hour segment to sell to the public.
Yes.
How do you plan that out? Because it's a skill. I mean, cooking at that level and selling at that level is absolutely a skill.
Because it seems easy.
It does.
Because when you're cooking at home and everybody's coming to eat, you think, oh, I can put this together, I can just sell her. But no, you have to plan and know how much you need and your budget, and that's
the piece right there, right? Is
Exactly.
I can plan to cook for 100 and feed 50. What does that do for the money I just put out? How do I price to make sure that doesn't happen and doesn't affect me? How do I make sure that the food I cook lasts for the whole 4 hours, right? We have people who, one of our anchors is Kip's Kitchen. He's one of our anchor chefs, so he at least once a month graces our event. And something that I've watched from him is, one, he's got pre-sales.
Okay.
So he already has a good idea of who's coming. There's folks that are coming in that have already placed their order, that are coming in and picking up food and taking it out. And that, one, guarantees a certain amount of sales for him. So that's something that I've watched, and he's another person who's always willing to share, again, with that peer-to-peer education.
And marketing is important too.
It's huge. Who are you getting the word out to? How are you getting that word out? And then, like you were talking about budgeting, planning. So we'd like to be an incubator. That's definitely been one of our functions.
Yes.
And again, it's mutually beneficial. If you're selling good food, you're bringing folks into the center, and you're giving the other vendors, the other entrepreneurs here some exposure.
Mm-hmm.
But also, we're giving you an opportunity to learn and to meet your clientele. If you can say, I'm going to be at this event, in this space, in this kitchen, on this date, you can bank on that, right?
Sure.
You can start building that clientele and do exactly what Kip does with the pre-sales. You can have people who know next week is going to be Soul Food Sunday with Kip, and they're ready for it, and they've got their orders placed, and then he's coming in, and I'm watching him send 10 plates out the door before we've even opened, right? So 11:30, you got sales went out the door.
Yes.
And so I love
know that.
And he's willing to share that kitchen.
That is an entrepreneurial community.
Yes. Boom, you hit it on the head, right? That is absolutely. She has tagged us, absolutely. But that's absolutely what we're striving here. And then the hope is that as we grow here, we can scale that up, and eventually we can replicate that in other places.
Yes.
So we can talk to other people about having community markets and following that same model, because it's been huge. We are bringing in the seed to table aspect because we are encouraging chefs to come here early and use the produce as part of what they're cooking.
And so, I like this because for my Black people, every time I find someone and they have the greatest product and I go back, either they're not there when they say they're going to be there, the quality of food has changed. So I think this will be a tremendous help for our people to understand customer service, why it is important to budget, because there are a lot of places that I like, and when I go back, they're not there. Or they don't have the quality of food anymore, and now I don't go anymore. Even though I love it, and I might still be at home like, man, I want some of that fish. But I won't go because I don't know if they're gonna be there. Or I don't know if they're gonna have enough for me. So this avenue that you have opened up is wonderful, especially for our business, because we have the talent. We just
sure.
need to put the know-how to it, right?
We need that, and we need to build the support. I think we have so many people who are talented and are striking out to do business, and we fail to support them as a community. When
So
I say
that's when they
community, I mean
stop.
as a Black community. Yeah, if I can't see a profit, I'm gonna put it to the side and go back to work. I'm gonna put more of my effort into that full-time job, whereas I was working towards being part-time and being a full-time, entrepreneur.
Yes.
So that's definitely a piece of it.
Why is it important, do you think, for entrepreneurship? A job is fine and your steady paycheck is okay, but if you have a skill, an inner skill that you can pull out, why is that important, do you think, versus working a job?
Well, one, jobs aren't for everyone. There's people that are coming, especially re-entry. I think a lot about our folks that are coming home and how they're who are automatically locked out of a living wage job.
Okay.
So that's a place that there's been a lot of talk about entrepreneurship as a pathway for someone who's returning to the community.
So people that are returning to the community, this would be a perfect place for them who has any type of skill.
Absolutely.
Yes.
To come and be supported, be accepted.
Yes.
And be given that the support. When I say support, I mean not just the support of our dollars, but also the educational piece, that professional development piece.
And this will help our dollar bounce more than once in the community.
So you just got to the heart of it. When you ask me why is it important, for me, we need to build our own wealth. We need to build our own wealth and our own infrastructure. And when we talk about financial infrastructure, there's so many different pieces to it. One of it is that just like our need to own land and property so that we're not renting from other people outside of our community. It's the same thing. If you come to the Badger Rock Market and you spend dollars, you're spending dollars with Black and brown people who are then turning around and spending dollars with Black and brown people. It's part of the commitment, it's part of the concept, it's part of the culture here. You'll watch. One of the things I've loved from the very beginning of this market is that in that first hour where we're set up, and it takes folks a little while to get in, and noon is when we say we're ready, but usually we see people 1 to 2 o'clock. That first hour, the vendors are crossing the table, and they're going over and they're finding out what somebody else has to offer. We've had bartering, right?
Yes.
So it's not even just about, I'm giving you this $10 to purchase this cream, but, I really like this cream, and, you got these cute earrings, let's make it work.
Yes.
And so the bartering is happening, just the networking piece of it. Just in this brief conversation we had with Michelle, how many people did she bring up, right?
Yes.
And I love for people to talk about the different people that come through. The market is not always going to be the same folks. It's always going to be a little bit different, right? So you can't say, I went to that last month and you saw what there was to be seen. Every market is a little bit different. And we pride ourselves on that. So we're showing the diversity, we're giving exposure, and we're hopefully making that dollar last a little bit longer in our community.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Each one teach one, brown and Black people.
Amen.
So I'm going to say thank you to Tara.
Tara.
You know what? Because your baby.
Yes, because everybody is a Tia.
Yeah, everybody is a T. So Tara Wilhemi. Dang on it.
Look, it's not my favorite either. So this is how I teach the kids.
Okay.
Me. You have to break down each one of the syllables.
Miss Wilhelmi.
Hey, but after September it'll be Bell and it'll be much easier.
Okay, so maybe we'll be covering Miss Bell next season out here. With that little, she'll be shining that little ring.
Right.
We could be talking more like this.
Right. Then I'll be having
So listen, I want to thank you all for joining us. All you Black and brown individuals who have talent inside of you that maybe are feeling like you hate your job and you're not comfortable with where you are, but you have a talent inside of you. Come on out. Even if you haven't started yet, even if you haven't thought about it, come on out and get some inspiration. See some folks, talk to some people, ask some questions. They're friendly. They'll answer anything they want to see you succeed, Black people. Do you understand me?
Amen.
So this was a time to chill, and I hope you enjoyed yourself because I did, and the food was amazing. And I gotta get some of those earrings too.
Yeah.
So come and see the vendors, come and ask some questions, sign up for some workshops, get your life. It's a time to chill. I'm Anotnette Crosby, and good afternoon.